everybody. Happy Canuck Reviews back at you with another video. Today, I have a Canadian IMP. Menu number 10, smoked meat with a demi-glace sauce. This is a 2019 menu. As you can also tell, it's still in the old packaging. So let's take a look at what's inside. Alright, well I have to say, I do much prefer the new packaging. You have to basically destroy the back of it to get in. You can kind of do it on the inside here too, just by splitting it, but I prefer to do it from the back because I like to keep them on display like that. So anyway, to start, we have the main here. It's our smoked meat in demi-glace sauce. There's your nutrition facts. The ingredients. Not a whole lot of ingredients to this one. There's your lot code. Our hamburger bun. Our peanut butter and banana trail mix. A Nescafe Sweet and Creamy. 2 orange sports drinks. Looks like it was the 86th day of 2019 when these were packed. Vanilla drink mix. There's your ingredients. And your nutrition facts. 12 grams of protein in this little drink. You got a date square, which I will heat up. These things are absolutely delicious heated up. A Mars bar. Beverage bag. Napkin. And your good old IMP spork. Matches. Tic Tacs, which I really wish was gum, and the compressed napkin. A little maple leaf on there. Alright, I am going to go heat up that entree, but first, I'll show you what it looks like inside. There you are. Alright, I shall be back. Alright everybody, well that's downstairs heating up. I thought I'd try something a little bit different this time. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of a mail call. And to start out this mail call, I have a case of US MREs. Case A in particular. You can see it's got a pretty good date. The inspection is 03/2025, and the little sticker's still in good shape. Alright, let's crack into this. It's menus 1 to 12. Alright, so to start, we have menu 3, chicken noodles and vegetable sauce. An elbow macaroni in tomato sauce, menu 12. Menu number 1, chili with beans. Menu 6, a beef taco filling. Menu 4, spaghetti with beef and sauce. Menu 7, beef strips in a savory tomato-based sauce. Menu 10, chili and macaroni. Menu 8, meatballs in a marinara sauce. Pizza slice, cheese. Menu 2. Menu 5, chicken chunks, white, cooked. And last but not least, we have menu number 9, beef stew. Alright, so that's the case A of US MREs. But I also have a Russian helicopter crew or plane crew ration. And something I've been trying to get my hands on for an incredibly long time. A ration cold weather. I have both units taped together still. I do believe that is not the original tape, that is just packing tape. But I'm still happy to have both units here. And if anybody's curious, I buy most of my things off of MRE Mountain. I've had nothing but good experiences with them, and they're constantly running sales. I do want to say I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I am just sharing a good experience I've had with them with you guys. If any of you are ever interested in buying these yourself and trying them out, heck, maybe you'll even start your own YouTube channel too. Alright, we'll be back here momentarily with the tray. Alright, and we're back. So, I'm going to get these drinks mixed together. I'm going to start with this orange sports drink. I'm only going to make one of them right now. These beverage bags only take one of these at a time. You could double them up if you really, really wanted to. But I'm not. Just going to leave it the way it is today. Because I have something different in mind for a different component, which you'll see in a moment. Looking pretty good in there. It's not clumped up at all. Not super orangey either. It smells pretty good too. It's a bit bitter. There we go. The best thing about these, well, as you look at that, you can see exactly what I was about to say. You can tell when it's totally mixed, and you can see some of the crystals were mixed. There we go. All right. Next up, we have this vanilla drink mix. Vanilla protein drink mix is what I would call it. So, if I recall correctly, I like these. Haven't had them in a while, but I feel like I remember there being a bit of a chemical aftertaste to them. Let me just... It does still have that bit of a chemical taste to it, smell to it, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this up as normal. I'm going to try it just to see. And then, for the fun of it, I'm going to mix this in. Give it a nice vanilla mocha taste is my thought process on that one. Definitely added too much water to this, I can tell you that much. But I kind of did that in preparation of adding that in. I didn't want it to be too strong. And I'm realizing, mixed my cups up. This should have went in there. One moment. Mixed up pretty good. Alright. Kind of just looks like a glass of milk. And yeah. It's a little light on the vanilla. That's just because I put a little too much water in there. But again, I did that intentionally. Pretty good. It does still have that... It's not so much of a chemical taste. It's more of a metallic taste. I'm just going to attribute that to the packaging. This may end in disaster, but we're going to find out. I'll say, did it ever thicken it up? That I was not really expecting. It certainly smells like coffee. Lost almost all of its vanilla scent. Oh. It tastes like a coffee milkshake now. That is probably one of the best ideas I think I've ever had. Absolutely. If you have the opportunity to try that, do so. That is really, really good. It takes quite a bit of mixing to get the coffee granules mixed up. As you can see, there's still a few here and there that didn't totally mix. Plus, there's a bit of a foam on the top now. But I would consider that a success. All right. Let's get a look at this peanut butter and banana trail mix. Ooh. Nice big chunks of banana right at the start. Pretty good. Nice little serving there. For good measure, too. I'm just going to open the Mars bar as well. I assume most of you know what a Mars bar is. It's just nougat caramel, no peanuts. It's just a Milky Way bar, I believe, to people from the States. Yeah, I'm going to have to rip it. Oh, well. I can go pick one of these up anytime. Yeah. No bloom whatsoever. I think the caramel must have melted a little bit at one point in time. But that is amazing, being from 2019. 5 years old now. And our pain hamburger. Little dusty pack in there. Our wondrous little hamburger buns, a little squashed, but overall in pretty good shape. Nice and soft. It smells fine too. Well, as fine as shelf-stable bread can smell. You always butcher that last little bit. Should have just cut it with my knife. Oh well. And the date square. I did give it a very light heating. I didn't boil it in the bag for too long. Just because they do get a bit crumbly. Held together pretty well. But if you overheat them, they will kind of just disintegrate. Alright. And lastly, I have a smoked meat. It certainly puffed up while it was cooking. I was a little concerned, but it seems to have shrunk now. Oh, wow. Right away. It smells like mustard. Oh. I'm just gonna get all those little bits out. This, I think, we're in for a treat. Wow. It's a bit mangled, but overall, you can see the individual slices on here. It breaks apart really easy. It's so tender. Wow. That is a nice, soft, tender meat. A little bit of fat to it, but it's not overwhelming at all. And the seasoning is delicious. Very heavy on like the mustard seed side. I think that's what it tastes like to me. It's just so, it's salty, it's savory, umami, with that bit of mustard. It's got a little bit of a, I want to say vinegary kick, but I don't think it's vinegar. One moment. And yeah, I was right about the mustard. There is some, you can see the spices say contains mustard. There's also garlic, brown sugar in here. You can definitely tell the garlic. It's very heavy in the garlic as well. Wheat and soy protein, corn, starch. Yeah, that is superb. Just go in there for a bite of it. See it all. See the chunks of fat that are in there, and you can see those individual slices. Genuinely. If you didn't tell me this came out of a military ration, I would think you went to a store and purchased that and heated it up for me. That is... I'm not a Quebecer, but I feel like they've done Montreal smoked meat justice with this one. If there happens to be anybody from Quebec that is watching this, would you let me know? Does this look good to you? Because I'll say, from somebody from Nova Scotia who's never really been to Montreal, this is really good. And for some of this orange drink, it's quite transparent. It's not very heavy on the food dye. Definitely still a fair amount in there. And yeah, it reminds me of orange Kool-Aid. Piece of banana. That's pretty good. It's a just a dehydrated piece of banana. You can get it anywhere. Awesome to put in trail mixes. Get a nice little vitamin C boost. Little pieces of coconut. Definitely wash your teeth on the coconut. It's quite hard. Not the biggest fan of coconut, personally. I feel like I'm in the minority on that one. Most people do like coconut, but for me, coconut just doesn't do it for me. But try a little handful with all of it. Yeah, when you eat it in a handful like that, you barely notice the coconut at all. So, if you're like me, that's pretty good. But if you really like your coconut, pick the coconut out and eat it by itself. And then eat the rest of it together. These are just, I didn't say, but they're just Reese's, little Reese's Pieces. You can see the peanut butter in the candy-coated shell. Alright. I'm going to make a little sandwich with this pan hamburger. I was going to complain about there being no pepper or no hot sauce or anything like that, but this is just so flavorful. You don't need that at all. Again, obviously it would be nice. This isn't going to be enough flavor for some people, of course. Others, it might be too much, I guess. But for me, I think this is about right. Plus, I suppose when you're working, in the field where these are intended to be eaten, you don't want to have a million little components just taking up space in your pack and everything like that. And I'm just going to put it back together there. I think I have it upside down, but oh well. Bon appetit. Delicious. A genuine smoked meat sandwich. Can I try this again? I was very happy with how this turned out. I'm surprised how well that coffee mixed up. It truly, truly just tastes like a melted coffee milkshake. The coffee really thickened that up. I was expecting it to still stay a bit thin after I added too much water to it. But no, it thickened up quite a bit. All right. And we got our Mars bar here. Pretty good. I like Mars bars. Not my favorite chocolate bar, but they're still pretty dang good. You got your nice rich milk chocolatey coating, a nice sweet nougat in the center, and then a nice top layer of caramel spread right across the top. Really good. And something else I wanted to mention just while it's on my mind. This is a lot of protein. Just between the trail mix, the smoked meat, and the drink, you got almost 45 grams of protein in here. That is a lot of protein just for one meal. So definitely are not getting shortchanged on your protein intake at all with this ration. All right, and with our slightly warmed up date square, really good. It's a bit dry, but it's a date square. It's sweet. Taste the molasses, brown sugar in there. The date taste, honestly, it's not super noticeable. The biggest thing with it was very, very thirst-provoking. My first bite just sucked all the moisture out of my mouth. I've never quite had a date square like that out of an IMP. To be fair, though, I've never had a date square out of an IMP that was held together this well. Usually they're a bit disintegrated, destroyed, whatever you want to say, crushed. That came out in practically one piece. I'm very impressed by that. Plus 1 point for that. All right. And I just want to try something. I think it's going to mix together pretty well. Should have put it in a smaller cup. Just a little dunk. Yeah, if you're able to, dunk that in there because it turns out extremely well. All right. So don't worry, I am going to finish those later. I just don't like having a whole bunch of sugar at once. Before I leave, I'm going to try out these Tic Tacs. I think everybody knows what a Tic Tac tastes like, especially just the original. Just a little bit of spearmint. Excuse me. Fresh mint. You do get about 4 of them there. Not going to do much to clean your teeth. It'll give you a nice fresh breath though, I suppose, which is better than nothing. And one of my favorite things about these rations, the little compressed napkins. A little Canadian maple leaf on there. And you just need just a little bit of water. Or you can totally overfill it like I just did. You just roll it out. And now, you have a handy little linen napkin. Obviously, you can use this to clean your hands, whatever. I do imagine most of the intention would be to, clean your kid up if that's what you're doing. Or, honestly, you get 3 of these a day. Probably clean yourself off at night if you really wanted to. They hold a fair amount of water, too, if you want to. But anyway, thanks for tuning in for another video, everybody. It's been awesome having you here for another one. And I'll be back at you soon with another. Have a great day. Bye.